I got like copies that you guys go around. I think I have enough for everybody. You guys just need to follow me along with what I'm talking about. So, all right, guys. So, hope everyone had a nice weekend. At the last board meeting, we were given reasons on why the board felt that they could not consider our request to have to pay coaches and fees covered for indoor track at this time, which were definitely different from what we presented on reasons why our request, we felt our request should be approved, and asked for a copy so we could take a look at it and understand the reasoning. Dr. Barrett was very kind enough to send a breakdown of most of the reasons mentioned at the February workshop, and we were able to reach out to some coaches, to officials, and research the information that was given, and we wanted to share some perspectives with you that we found. First, I just wanted to take this opportunity to thank the board that even though we might disagree, we appreciate that the request is still being considered, but we hope you all would understand why we're back here tonight, because to actually consider the request and make an informed decision, you have to have all the information, especially when it comes to the financial aspect of the request. And one of the first things was the financial. In the last meeting, it was explained that even though the auditor stated that Western Wayne had $3 million in unassigned capital reserve, which a portion of it was approved in the January 2020 board meeting minutes to help manage future budgets, that with current contract negotiations going on, the board was unable to approve the request, and the cost was given at about $25,000 is what you guys thought the request was. When we sent an email, we asked if you guys could break that down, because if you look at the notes I gave to you, the numbers that we're coming up with is less than half of what was quoted. And the breakdown that we're showing you is the head coach going by 2019-20 is $49.10. Assistant coach was $3,025. Fees at top end were $3,200, which gave us a total of $11,135. I was wondering if you guys were able to break it down or where that number of 25,000 came up.
Rose, what is busing that we would put in? What cost is the busing?
It really would vary. It goes by mileage and reimbursement, so it would depend on where they're traveling
What
to.
would you say
how
average?
long they're going to be there. I don't. I'm sorry.
No, I don't know.
I wouldn't be able to on busing.
Yeah.
There's
Just curious.
Okay, and I understand. I understand.
Yeah, I'm just,
no, absolutely.
You know,
But
the only thing I was thinking.
When it was approved in May and it was revised in June, the transportation was a part of that.
Right.
That it was covered. So this is a request.
And in addition.
In addition, right.
Okay.
So that
But I
was
was just trying to get the
full
impact.
I totally
Yeah.
understand that.
All right, keep going. Sorry.
Okay, so no, that's okay. No,
I think some of the added costs that you're asking about
Okay.
as well, so there are taxes that would be added on to this, federal taxes, as well as we have to pay into the PSER system once they get into once they become coaches, that we're paying them in the contract.
So, okay, so when in the contract, when the coaches for football, basketball, and all that, when they say that they're being hired at that amount, that's not the full amount?
There are additional costs that the
There's-
district incurs as a result.
There's additional,
It's
Right.
payroll taxes, retirement, that under, like all the coaches are required to be part of the PSER system. So there's a percentage that is theirs and a percentage that is ours. Currently, our share of the PSERs is 34% of the cost of whatever the actual payment is, because all of this would be payroll, done through payroll. So then you have your share of federal, the district share of federal, and like FICA taxes, and state would just be the employee. But you've got our share of Social Security and Medicare tax, and then retirement. So all of that would need to be added on to those.
so that would be about
And we would be paying
$13,000?
workers' comp on that too.
Would that be $13,000 for 2 coaches?
It possibly could be. The retirement alone is 34%.
34%, so all that, okay.
45% on top of
Okay, so for two, what? I'm sorry.
You're adding this or we're adding these still?
What, those two? So those, oh, yeah, okay. The fees were $3,200, that's true. So we're talking, for the coach and the assistant coach, you're, what, 4, 7,
So
8, about
$8,000.
$8,000. So that's $8,000 that we're talking about. I don't know if it's possible, you know, but, okay, we'll continue on, and I'm gonna have to go, because I think that's a lot, that's, wow. So every coach that we have, you're adding that much on to each coach,
Every employee.
every
has.
employee.
Yeah, but you're only gonna
Okay.
add, you're adding this, you should be adding this and this 35%.
Yeah, which is 8,000.
Just
Yeah,
for
8,000.
75%
Okay.
of the
If you don't mind moving on.
Okay, yeah, okay,
If we
all right.
could- if you're
Yep, no
okay with it,
problem, I'll move on, I'll definitely move on. The other thing was the unsupported varsity sports. It was explained that obviously Western Wayne wants to put money towards feeder programs for volleyball, tennis, and golf. Although we think that's an amazing idea to initiate junior high programs. We question, why would you treat those programs different than the feeder cheer program that was approved by the board in November of 2019, which states in the minutes that they will receive no district funding. Are those programs different than the cheer program that was approved in November of 2019?
Bob,
Yes.
you-
Yes,
Yes.
okay.
The
Okay,
thing that,
So
I
the
would-
others would be, the others are supportive of a varsity PIAA, a PIAA varsity program
Mhm.
that competes, right, in PIAA events.
okay.
Cheerleading is not. Cheerleading is not.
I absolutely agree with that, yes. Okay, so,
Okay.
all right, but indoor track is a PIA,
No,
indoor-
well, it's recognized, but it's not a PIAA sport in the sense that they compete at PIAA events.
it's recognized by PIA as an indoor sport, and because it doesn't, the rule was that it doesn't have, how many? It doesn't have half the district have district championships, that they do go to all the sports where the officials are PIA and was it, for the Pennsylvania Track and Field Coach Association, and because they don't sponsor a state meet. It doesn't mean that there isn't a state meet, they just don't sponsor it. Where the the Pennsylvania Track and Field Coach Association sponsors that meet.
Right, PIAA does not.
Right, it's just a sponsorship, they still recognize it as.
They recognize,
It's still a state meet,
they recognize the sport.
right. Okay,
So they
Alright.
recognize bowling, gymnastics, and water polo as well.
right. Mhm.
But they don't sponsor inter-districts or state championships, correct?
Okay, but that's one of the reasons that were given to us why that it wasn't considered, but we have varsity cheerleading that's considered a sport, which is a cornerstone.
Well,
Hey, spirit is great, but we have a fall, a winter, 2 in the winter that are not.
Our cheer team is a cheer team. It's not a PIAA recognized sport.
Exactly.
Okay.
No, that's exactly what I'm saying. Oh, no, that's exactly what I'm saying. So my question is, one of the reasons that's given that indoor track is, it is a recognized PIA indoor sport. It's not, doesn't have a state PIA, it's not sponsored. The state's not sponsored by PIA, but it still has a state. We have someone that went to states, and we have someone who's going to nationals that is representing Western Wayne. So my thing is, that's one of the reasons that was given, that we weren't, that we're not being considered, but we do have varsity sports that are similar, because it was said that it wasn't, track and field was the only one that had 2 similar sports, or 2 similar seasons. We do have cheerleading, which has not only 2 seasons, has 2 in one season,
no.
and it's not even considered a PIA
No.
sport.
It's
not competition.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't want to cut you short. by
Yes.
any means, but again, for sake of time, and you have a lot
Mhm.
on here to discuss. Can I please set up a meeting with you and Mr. Black to discuss this separately? And then we can bring it to the board after we have a chance to more thoroughly go through this? Would you be agreeable to that?
If you guys are agreeable to it, I am.
So we could go item by item. we could sit down, we can go through it, we could have that discussion, explain a little bit more thoroughly than we're going to be able to here at the meeting, so that we can have a better understanding, so that if, you know, when we can report back to the board, we can be a little bit more concise.
Okay, my notes are, but okay. I'm very, okay,
But I think the
will
I
be,
think the
yes.
talking points and having the back and forth would be better done in an individual meeting.
Okay, then I will, as long as everyone here agrees, then I will, that is fine. Well, that's what we'll do then. Okay, all right, that's fine. Okay,
So if you want to reach out to me tomorrow.
I will, thank you.
We'll set a time and date.
Okay, thank you.
Is everybody okay with that? Is there anyone else from the public at this time?
I would just like to compliment the school district on Elizabeth Watson's recognition in the program. Seems like she's,
Tremendous job. Actually, Ms. Watson, why don't you give us just a brief summary of what you did the last few weeks? So.
Thank you. Last Thursday and Friday, I was in Harrisburg, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, at the Pennsylvania School Board Association headquarters for induction as a Pennsylvania STEM ambassador, which is an advocacy position to try to influence local, state, and even national policy regarding STEM education for our students. And Dr. Barrett and Dr. LaRosa, I met with them probably 2 months ago now, and they were extremely supportive. I want to thank them for their support in granting me permission to apply for the position, and I think that any press is good press, and I'm not necessarily comfortable with the limelight of the situation, but I want to put Western Maine on the map and our teachers and our kids, because we are an educational force, and advocacy and being braggadocious is the best way to do that. So,
Thank you. Congratulations. Thank you for recognizing that, Dr. Johnson. Okay, if nothing else, moving forward. We have our approval of minutes, the treasurer's report, including bills, kind of taxes, and we have student recognition tonight as well. We may also have public recognition for a donation that was provided to us. We'll give a little information if they show up, but we'll still
Let's do
recognize
it
them.
anyways, even if they don't.
It was a very generous offer. We have our enrollment report. And then moving on to number 12, this is the support staff professional contracts that we've been working on the last couple months. So that I would provide in the packet. So this is the 5-year contract with the WWESPA.
Did council have any comments on it?
Just a couple editorial revisions that we have to just go back and tweak, but otherwise we got it back in good standing.
All right.
Number 13 is the school calendar for the 2021 school year.
Excuse me, on the calendar, is there a way we can add back a snow days, when the snow days next year? Is there a way
We can make an adjustment.
I'm looking at the February President's Day where we have school if we're already so many days behind. Same with Easter Monday. Those are two right there that I can see we can get back. We were fortunate this so far.
So far, I mean, we could always make adjustments throughout the course of the year. I mean, again, past practice has been add them on at the end, keep the calendar as is, which is why we try to be a little bit more lean also with Martin Luther King Day now, in-service day. We try to add another in-service day for Veterans Day.
That's why I mention it now, so if everybody's already on alert, beginning of the school year, these are 2 days that could be takeaway days.
Do we have to put a note at the bottom of the calendar for that?
We would.
They have in the past.
We would. Again, the only time we, at least since I've been here, that we did that was when we had the construction project, that big project that we did. Also, having Labor Day be late this year, we would have 9 days of school days in prior to Labor Day, which is a huge benefit as well.
Matt, my only question on this too was, why did we decide to have a in-service day on Veterans Day? Can we move that one in any way, or, because I know with the service that everybody has and,
Yeah, I mean, we did it to acknowledge, which we really, I mean, we still have the assembly, we're still planning on doing that. That's not changed.
okay,
It's just to also provide our teachers with additional professional
Okay.
development as well.
yeah, I was
We
just
thought it'd be a
curious.
good opportunity
2 in that month, I was just,
to
so
recognize
close.
it and provide some
Okay.
service.
If I could jump in too, the veterans have often requested to us, the only thing that they don't want to see us do is have our big assembly here on Veterans Day because
they have so much other
of their
things to
other
do.
commitments.
Yeah.
So they have actively requested that we not have our assembly on Veterans Day so that they can attend. So we on purpose will not schedule, we wouldn't schedule, even if we had school on Veterans Day, we would not schedule an assembly that day,
Okay.
so that they could attend.
Yeah. That just stuck out. Thanks, Paul. Thanks. Other than that, we're good. Jeff?
Again, I'd like to see snow days built in, if we hit so many days up to these points, that's what I would like
The
to see, so
benefit,
we're
you
not
think,
carrying it to June 22nd.
Okay.
I just don't like when classes are that late in the year,
Well, you
and
get
everybody's already
nothing done.
clocked out.
Yes, I agree.
They're clocked out at that point.
Well, can you just add that note at the bottom? Holidays, May,
I could pick a date of how many, if we're 4 or 5 days in, that we add off at this point,
This
we're gonna
many,
add back that day.
Yeah,
mean,
that's
right
how
now
it was
we have-
written. I think
Years
it was
ago,
like 3
yeah.
or 4 years ago, it was written, if you had a snow day prior to this day, this would be
Would
taken
take
away.
away.
If you had a snow
People
day
knew.
prior to this day, this would be taken away. So there was like 3 different tiers within there that they
Right.
would take away.
Right now, our last day of school is May
May
26th. I mean, we'd have to have a lot of snow days to push it even to mid-June.
I'd like to set the precedence. The year after, it might not be that late. So I'd like to see this just carried as common practice going forward, so that if 2022 calendar, we're not done till June 1st, or that's the first day, we could carry that.
I mean, the only negative to the whole thing, if somebody planning vacation, they're going away, they're gonna go away anyway.
They will.
Yeah.
Probably.
And that's.
So then, you know, so that's the
But
only
it's
thing.
not gonna be have to do.
Right. That's what I, so I don't have to see a problem.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
all right.
So what do we want?
Add it, just say that it may be taken away, just like we've done
Do we
prior.
want to do X amount of days up to a certain point, or how?
I think that's probably best, if you hit a certain point, and I don't know what that number is, and that can be talked about, I would think, prior to, or after this, I mean, we could approve this and just say,
And then
they say that
after,
might
we can make
change,
it-
and then, you know, we still have plenty of time before next school year.
So as is, and then we'll further discuss how we want it to work. Like,
How
get
we're
like-
gonna add the days, or how many days up to these 2 points.
How to word it.
If
They're
we
off
have
a day
five,
or
if
two.
we have 5 days off.
Like February
by
1st.
February, whatever,
Yeah.
then we're
Take
gonna
it
take
to
away
15.
President's Day.
If you have 10 by April 1st, take away the 5th. I think
Right. Why don't we just push the agenda item then until, I mean, there's no time.
Rush, right?
Yeah. I mean, why approve it now and then we'd have to approve another one
Well,
next month?
just for planning purposes, with, you know, the closing day in services, we have to secure people, don't do any professional development.
Okay.
Registration for, correct, so.
Well, that makes sense then. Then we can just do it as adjustment later on.
Okay. Sounds good. All right. 14 are the Act 80 days on the calendar that you have. Number 15 is the NEIU budget. This budget is identical to last year's budget, $53,781. Number 16, we have to appoint a
Bill.
board representation.
We have to appoint
Mr.
Bill.
Gershi. Yes.
Everybody's
agreeable,
God love you.
Tag.
You're it.
So we'll just have to read that in when we get the motion. 17 is to authorize our business manager to solicit bids for our fuel oil purchasing. 18 is an agreement with Frontline Education. This is our substitute absence management program that we implemented a few years ago. That contract is ended. This is extending that contract 3 more years.
That seemed to work well for us, right?
That's worked very well, yes. This is our 3rd year that we're using the program, and it has worked out well.
I think the subs appreciate it too, when I heard they like being able to pick and choose ahead of time when they were available and not available.
Teachers can download documents, assessments, they can put all that stuff right in there. They can put notes in there, go back and forth, and the sub, teacher, so it's pretty comprehensive in terms of what it offers.
Other questions? Sub rates are still doing pretty well, better than they were? More
Getting
coverage?
more.
Yeah, good.
19, this is, we had this on last month, had to move it because we didn't get the contract yet. This is the agreement with Dehaven Candy for human resources, personnel related. And issues management, filings, a whole bunch of stuff. This cost is the same as last year's. 20 is an agreement with Barnwell. This is as a result of student hospitalization. We have to provide an education service to the student. This is the company that will be able to do that for us. 21 is an agreement with Xerox. This is also to extend our current contract with our photocopiers. And actually, this is a five-year term, and this is actually going to be a cost savings with the new machines that will be coming in, a little bit more efficient. Rose, what was the
Yeah,
cost?
and the new state contracting is all-inclusive, which means it includes all the toners, the staples, different pieces in the machine where currently some of that we are paying for in addition to our leases. So the estimates are, if we stay with the amount of copying we've been doing, the estimates are over the first year to year and a half, we'd save about $20,000 with the changes we're going to make. And several of the machines will be upgraded and also still be able to have that savings.
So that was good news on that front. There's copiers. 22, we have a driver to add.